Morning. So look who we've got back for Frank the Digger, the sequel. There's the man himself, just clearing out his air filter. So changed plans. So we told you about the nursery area, which is here. So we've cleared a lot of the land ourselves, mainly Martin, but we've decided to get Frank in. So he's going to level this terrace out here, which is where the Polytunnel's going. We're those weirdos, a family of 7.
Nearly 3 years ago, we gave up our conventional lives to live, travel and work in our self-converted Sprinter van.
I have a chameleon.
In July 2021, with the increase in travel restrictions caused by Brexit and the pandemic, we decided to buy off-grid land in Portugal to live a more sustainable lifestyle.
Follow along with our journey as we turn our beautiful but derelict land into our very own slice of off-grid heaven. Wildlands.
So I'm now stood in the Polytunnel once this is cleared. And there's quite a large terrace here, walking cam on, and then there's a little wall here, which I don't know if you can see because it's quite small, and a second smaller terrace, gets more overgrown here, and then this terrace has got a bigger wall here, and then this big terrace where you see all these pines, and then the back of our Tarzan toilet over there. So Frank's going to push all this back and then dig a big hole at the end of the terrace here and bury all this debris and create a hugel bed, and then this terrace is going to be the back of our orchard and fruit forest. Frank's been a busy boy levelling out where the Polytunnel's going to go. It's looking good. So yeah, he's done about 4 or 5 hours work. We've got a lovely big area now. I'll just give you a look-see. So Frank's levelled off the path a bit. And we did used to go off to the left down here, but this created a ledge or a drop. And this area here I'm going to use for keeping plants that have been planted and are in bigger pots, with that line there being probably the edge of the Polytunnel, and then the path will now come down here and go off down there. So Frank's basically levelling it all out and had to take the soil from here and move it over there. So Frank's got a problem trying to get down to the next level because of all the boulders, and now we've raised up this level. There's no way to get down by Rose's area. So I think he's going to take out the pines that were coming out anyway and see if he can make his own tracks. If I show you, the next level down is quite a big drop now. Got to take the pines out, which were coming out anyway, so that he can get down here. If anyone can get down, Frank can. And he's coming down to clear all of this debris, make a new hugel bed. Give you your bearings. There's our Tarzan shower. There's Missy. And there's Frank the Digger, the #1 digger in the centre of Portugal. So the cork oaks and the holly oaks we have to keep. It's Portuguese law and they're beautiful trees. But the pines are a fire hazard and they're in the way, so unfortunately they've got to go. So there's some more firewood. Can he get through? It's a tense moment. Everybody's watching. Martin's filming me, filming
I'll take
you.
your pictures to send to you.
Yeah. Here he comes. Making himself a little level bit, little ramp. Flattening it off. It's a tight squeeze. And he's in. So almost all of that debris is left from the previous owner's clearing. It's not ours. Some of this over here we've pushed back. So this terrace here, keeping the fig, keeping the holly oaks, any little cork oaks, and then all the pines are coming out, and it's going to be an orchard or a fruit forest. It's very exciting. So again, like when we put the drive in, feels a bit destructive. But once we've got a fruit forest in and we've got lots of flowers and veggies to help the pollinators, we'll be giving it back to nature. And as much as I love pines, not serving a great purpose other than being a fire risk. And we're going to keep the rest, or a lot of the land down the bottom, natural. So that's the nursery looking down from the nursery access path. So if I take you with walking camp, so we've got the old unwell apple tree has stayed on the left, and then where the ground sloped down there was a big boulder, and you can see just there, that's where the boulder was. Frank's taken that out, and then he's used the soil from here to level this all off. And we've kept the little oaks, and then we've got a new path which goes all the way down to the bottom. You can hear Frank digging away in the other terrace in the background. So if I swing you around, it's quite a big area. And then Frank's gone right up to the border with the little olive grove, which isn't ours, but we have put an offer in to buy it. That's the little olive grove, you've seen it before. And then from this way, so you can see it's quite a long wide area for a polytunnel. And there's the big level. That's how much Frank had to go down to flatten the rest off. And then what he's doing at this end, as he's made another hugel bed, which is currently covered in earth. And then he had to borrow earth from the hugel hole, which is now covering over, which is over there. I'll take you from the other side, so he's widening the hugel bed. And that's the earth that's come out of the hugel bed so that he can continue flattening this area off. There's a wall here, which is the beginning of this terrace. So this terrace is going to be lightly cleared. So the pines are all coming out, as I said yesterday. And it's a bit of a bumpy trek through the undergrowth. But I'll take you a walking camp so you can see where we're going. So there's our Tarzan shower. And this is the terrace. So this is a terrace that was farmed, we think, about 30 years ago. And it is a lovely flat terrace, it's quite big. You can see there's a lot of debris that's been left by the previous owner's clearance. A lot of old pines that have been chopped down, some of the debris we created when we cleared here. The sun's coming up now, look at that, it's lovely. You can see my breath, it's that cold. We've got a collection of fruit trees. Beginnings of the fruit forest. These are just ones that are young, semi-mature, about 4 or 5 foot tall, and they're going to go in down there where you can see Frank. So that's my compost pile, which I showed you mixing up the other day. So it's chicken poo, horse poo, donkey poo, topsoil from the wooded areas of the land under the cork oaks, lovely mulchy stuff, and then compost bags all mixed up together. And also we've added in a lot of this light brown soil that came out of some of these holes that Martin dug the other day. And Rosie's strawberries are starting to pop up now, got leaves coming. There's a few that look a bit sad, like that one, but it'll probably come back in the spring. But the ones that had a few leaves left, like this chap here, are doing very well. This guy's putting out some new leaves. So I think when I recounted, we've got about 75 strawberries in there. And we've got another 25 that we're going to put in around the trees when we plant them later. And Frank is such a good chap. Works so hard. Very efficient at what he's doing. So in this area, it's just clearing all the debris, leaving the topsoil, and then we're going to replant it. So we're keeping the fig here. Where is it there? And there's also a few vines here which we're going to keep if possible. And then the whole of this area will be the fruit forest. Just got to resolve our water retentions for the summer. Here's Frank. So Frank's nearly done for the day. He's finishing off Martin's triangle, just getting some stumps out. Should be nice for Martin. Martin wants to build a little area there next to the nursery. So there we go. Frank has done a wonderful job. And if you think back to the first video, part 1 of the nursery, and what it looked like down here, all the scrub. So he's levelled it all out, and it's a huge area. So if you remember, this was the grate with the lovely gnarled old base, and we've kept that. So Frank has created a lower area with the bordering olive grove, and he's dug out soil from this end. And if I spin you around quickly, he's moved it all over the other end, so it's level with a slight slant going forwards the way I'm walking. So this will be where the polytunnel goes, and then he's cleared the next terrace and 2 down, which you can see here, and he's also dug some holes around which are for trees. So we've moved our plans again, always fluid being off grid. So if you remember, we were going to have our fruit forest up on the other side of the shower, which you can just see the shower here. So over in this clearing to the left of the lower part of the drive, but we decided the earth there was extremely hard and very granity, and these terraces have been farmed for many years in a past life, so the soil is lovely, not very compacted. So Frank's just cleared out all the debris and dug another 2 hugel beds like the one at the top that was in the last video. So there's one hugel bed just here, and then in the distance in the corner there's another one here. So he's also created some tracks, and we told him not to displace too much of the topsoil. So you can see the soil is lovely and crumbly. It's very dry at the moment, but we've got a lot of rain coming in a few days. So this is going to be our fruit forest, and Frank's dug holes about 3 meters apart following Missy's locations. We left this section here just by the boulders free of holes, to be a path, but also later in the day it's shady all here for quite a few longer hours than the rest of the terrace. So looking good. So lots of holes, saving us digging them. I'm not sure my compost that I made is going to go round. So you get your bearings. If I come to here and pan you around, you can see through this area here. So we've decided to leave this wild, but we will create a path through the wildness here. So there's a quince just in front of me, which is very poorly. There's some debris here, which we're going to leave for wildlife. And then you can see through the distance is Rosie's tent. There's the back of the shower. So what was the fruit forest here, which I mentioned a minute ago on the left of the bottom part of the drive and parking area, that's going to be a wildflower garden now. So we're going to get some topsoil in, just loosely cover that area, put some logs in to stop the topsoil washing away in the rain as it's on a hill, and then we're going to scatter sunflower seeds, some seed bombs of wildflowers, and have a load of lovely flowers up there. But what a lovely view we'll get when we shower, when this fruit forest is all planted up. So the trees we've got are mature but young, so they're 4 or 5 foot high, so I don't think we'll get much fruit for quite a number of years, and they won't form big canopies for quite some time, but we've left enough gaps. And then we're going to plant all manner of vegetables underneath. And again, we've kept everything that was worth keeping. So this old fig that's reshot, we've kept her. We've kept all the oaks and the cork oaks. So we've got a couple of little corks. No, they're holly oaks. A couple of holly oaks there. We've kept this other old and rather knackered looking quince. And then some more figs here, which we've kept. Really big oak there, which is lovely. A couple of baby oaks, some more baby oaks in front. They've all been kept, and we're now going to start planting the fruit forest. Very exciting.